Hi, everybody. Welcome to hot and humid Texas in August. Welcome to the 2015 Dodge Grand Caravan SXT. The passenger front wheel is off, and that's because today we are going to be replacing the lower control arm on the passenger side. It has been clunking, making tight turns, going up into the driveway. I should say this corner of the van has. And nothing was obvious to me. I think it's either the ball joint or the bushings in the control arm. And thankfully, the whole control arm comes with a ball joint, so I get to do it all at once. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. So just a little bit of orientation. Obviously, this is the brake rotor directly behind us. This is the control arm that we're going to be replacing. The ball joint is obviously right behind part of the wheel, the knuckle. There's a bolt in here with that bushing, and then you can see the nut up here. There's another bushing here, and then the bottom of the bolt is here. Before you do anything else, get some PB Blaster, rust penetrant of choice, whatever you want to use. Get it all over the nut, everywhere in between the bushing that you can, the bottom, the bolt, and then the same with the bushing here, and get that going because these have been known to be pretty tough to get off the way I understand it. Looking at the backside of the steering knuckle and the rotor and the half shaft, you can see the nut up there. That is the nut on top of the ball joint, and then you can see the ball joint down here. There are two ways to go about doing this job. The official way is to remove the axle from the wheel hub, and that requires removing the bolts from the strut assembly, probably having to redo the alignment, and a lot of work with the half shaft in order to fold down the ball joint and be able to come in from the top to remove that nut. The other method, the one that I'm going to be using, is to use a small wrench, get in here and remove the nut as much as I can, and then use pick a fork, drop the ball joint down, get the nut off, and just do it that way. Should be faster and easier, and I've seen a lot of success with that route. So that's the route we'll be going today. There are other videos out there to show you how to do it, where you take the wheel hub off the axle and do it from top down if you want to go search for a video like that. Before we get started, I just wanted to show you, this is the new control arm ball joint underneath this plastic protective cover. Comes with a castle nut. Does not come with a cotter pin, so make sure you have a cotter pin if you buy this particular control arm. I'll leave a link in the video description for this one. You can see the bushing here, and then I'm going to call this the hockey puck, but this is the other bushing, and this is what we're going to be replacing. Well, first thing we're going to do is use an 18mm wrench. Don't use a ratcheting wrench. You run a high risk of taking the nut up too high, and you're not going to be able to get your wrench out, and that would be a huge mess. So use an 18mm wrench and get the nut up as high as you can, and then we're going to go get the ball joint loosened up after that. That nut is a nylon lock nut, so you are going to have to wrench it all the way up. But we got it up pretty far, so now we're going to take our friend the pickle fork and get that ball joint loose from the steering knuckle. If you don't have a pickle fork, you can rent one from like AutoZone or O'Reilly's or local car part store, or you can buy one. They're pretty cheap as well. Something I had not expected, my pickle fork actually got wedged around the ball joint shaft. So I had to take a long metal rod and smack the pickle fork out of there. But now that it's free, you can take a pair of vice grips, grab onto the shaft underneath where the boot was or is, hold it in place, get the nut all the way off, and then you can use a pry bar to get the ball joint out of the steering knuckle. When you go to remove the ball joint, just be careful not to put axial motion on the strut and the axle. You don't want to stress the axle or potentially even pull it out of the transaxle or the transmission.
I don't know, the videos that I watched, people just threw their vice grips on there, held the ball joint in place, and got the nut off no problem. That was not my experience. Maybe my vice grips are too small. I don't know, but it was just spinning inside the vice grips no matter how hard I had them pinched. So what you saw I ended up doing is it's got nylon in it. That's what locks it down so you don't have a cotter pin. So I just put heat on it and melted all the nylon that's in there. And it took a couple of goes at it, but then my vice grips could hold the ball joint in place because the nylon wasn't grabbing the threads so hard. And then I could get it off. But it took me a good amount of time to get to that solution. So let me save you a little bit of pain, have a torch ready, and just melt everything inside of this nut. You're not going to reuse it anyway. Instead of going with taking the ball joint completely out of the knuckle at this point, I'm going to go ahead and try removing the two bolts connecting the control arm to the frame. I'm going to start with the forwardmost bolt, and it uses a 13/16 socket, and the factory torque is around 140 foot-pounds, so it's going to need a little bit of oomph to break the torque on this. But hopefully the PB blaster that you put in there has done its job and it comes out relatively easily. For the rear bushing, we'll call it the hockey puck bushing, there's a nut on the top, and that is a 15/16 of an inch or 24 millimeter. And then the bolt head at the bottom is 13/16 inch, just like the other bolt. So I've been able to I do have a 15/16 impact socket, and I've got it on a breaker bar at the top, and then I'm going to use the wrench on the bottom. Hopefully this will also come free relatively easily, again hoping that PB Blaster did its job. With both bolts out and the ball joint free, we should be able to get the ball joint out of the knuckle and then pull the control arm free from where it mounts to the frame. Alright, I've got the old one out. Came out pretty easily. Just looking at it, the ball joint is still pretty stiff. It's not all loosey-goosey floppy. Looking at the bushings, they don't look cracked or anything like that. They look like they're in good shape. The other side looks just the same. So, did I need to replace this? Probably not. Putting in a new one gonna fix my problem? Probably not. Make good content for you guys? Hey, anything to keep you all happy and maybe help somebody out. So here's the new control arm. Looks the same as the old one. Cleaner and newer, obviously. The only thing you really have to do, just take the castle nut off, set that aside, don't lose it. Take the plastic shield off. There's the ball joint ready to go. And we're gonna install it, hockey puck, this other front bushing, and then ball joint. That hockey puck was a little bit of a struggle to get out, so I'm going to put that one in first. It's a pretty tight fit, and it helps to not have to bend it to get underneath the stabilizer bar. So take it in straight, and then once you get it in there, then you can bend it a little bit so you can get it underneath the stabilizer bar, put the front bushing into its place, and then if all goes well, should be able to then dip it down and get the ball joint into the steering knuckle. Before I install the control arm, I also took a rag and wipe out the two crevices, or the places where the bushings, the hockey puck and the forward bushing go into, and then also wiped out where the ball joint goes into, and took some grease for the two bushings in the frame and just the areas where those bushings are going to slide to get them to install. Put some little bit of grease there to just help the installation go a little bit smoother, hopefully. So I've got all three of the bolts in. The front bushing needed a little bit of percussive persuasion to get in place, but that's okay. That means it's a tight fit and it's going to be really good and tight in there. I'm tightening the nuts and bolts on the back two bushings, but I'm not torquing them just yet. I don't yet have the two bushing bolts torqued down, but I do have the ball joint nut torqued to 20 foot-pounds based on my feeling of it's all the way drawn up there. I got it good and tight without like putting all my weight into it, and then snugged it up, just tightened it just a little bit more so that the castle nut would line up with the hole on the ball joint, and now I'm just putting the cotter pin in. You always want to torque suspension bushings with the vehicle at ride height, ideally with the wheels on the ground, but it's a lot easier to have access with the wheel off. So I'm going to use a floor jack to lift up on the ball joint until the front wheel is about ride height. And then I'll torque the two bolts to 114 foot-pounds. 114 foot-pounds is a lot of torque when you're sitting on the ground, laying on the ground underneath it, but got it done. I didn't get it on video, but trust me, there was some clicks on both bolts. So now the only thing that's left is to put the tire back on, take it for a test drive, see how it goes. I will leave just a text update here on the video to let you know how that went, but either way, got this thing installed. It wasn't that hard of a job. Took some time though, mostly just the physical effort, but you can definitely do this in the garage if you have some time, not a problem. Hopefully the video's been helpful. If you have questions or comments, leave them in the comments section. Everything you need to know about the job, tools, parts, etc., torques are in the video description. Please at least give the video a thumbs up, that really helps. If you buy something off of the links to Amazon, even if it's not the parts, I get a little bit of a commission off of that, so that really helps the channel out. But most importantly, hopefully this helps somebody out. They're looking to do the job themselves. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.